Hi guys, Yu-Gi-Oh! Smurf here. Today we're going to be talking about machine duplication and all of its worthwhile targets. Videos by Yu-Gi-Oh! Smurf. Be creative. So, to start off, I want a disclaimer. Cyber Dragon Core is the best target in a Cyber Dragon deck for machine duplication. Hands down. That's the point of running machine duplication, is to get that quick little engine off. But if you want to maximize machine duplication, because realistically you should be running 2 just to consistently get the Cyber Dragon Core machine duplication combo off. But then you tend to fall back onto the, okay, well now I don't have a Cyber Dragon Core and machine duplication is now just a dead draw. You need other cards in your deck to make machine duplication more viable. Not 100% necessary, but it gets rid of some of those dead cards. So to start off with, there are actually 104 machine duplication targetable machine type monsters. And that's not including normal monsters or extra deck monsters, because in reality we don't care about those cards when we're talking about machine duplication. But then, after all that, we scratch out monsters that can't be special summoned from the deck, monsters that can only be special summoned with certain restrictions, and all of the junk cards that don't do anything while on the field. We have 31 monsters left. So we have 31 targets. On the screen right now, you're going to be seeing a little camera roll of some of the less viable options of the machine duplication targets. It's not necessarily that these guys are the absolute worst. I personally just don't feel like they have a place in most Cyber Dragon builds that want to utilize machine duplication to its fullest. And hopefully the video little clip is over now. Comes down to, I have 2 tiers. We have the second most viable, because Cyber Dragon Core is the first most viable, and the third most viable. In second and the third, there are both 3 monsters each. Starting off on the list with the worst, so in tier 2, the still viable but less viable options, we have starting off Ducker Mobile Cannon. It is a light machine effect monster, level 3, 500 attack, 500 defense. Its effect reads: flip, target 1 level 4 monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Next up we have Jet Synchron. It is a level 1 fire machine tuner effect monster with 500 attack, 0 defense, whose effect reads: if this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can add 1 junk monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this card from your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use 1 Jet Synchron effect per turn, and only once that turn. Lastly, in tier 2, we have Orbital 7. It is a light machine effect monster, level 4, 500 attack, 2000 defense. Its effect reads: when this card is flipped face up, place 1 You Got It boss counter on it. You can remove all You Got It boss counters on this card. Its attack becomes 2000. After you change this card's attack with this effect, it cannot attack your opponent directly for the rest of this turn, and is sent to the graveyard during the end phase. You can tribute this card to target 1 Photon or Galaxy monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. Let's look back at Ducker. While he is a level 3, which means it'll set you up for some rank 3 plays, it also has the potential to help you recycle Cyber Dragon's way to then again get some more weird Cyber Dragon plays off with that. The way you would probably want to run him is you would try to set him first and then have him survive a turn. Comes back to your turn, you flip him, you add level 4 to your hand, you play machine duplication, you overlay into a rank 3, which is probably Leviathan Dragon, because you've already banished something from your graveyard out of play. You bring that monster back, boom, you got some cool back from the remove from play zone tricks. Next up, we have Jet Synchron. While currently this card is only in the OCG, it should be coming out relatively soon. And the important part that we want to look at is we want to focus on the fact that it is a reoccurring tuner from the graveyard. So if you machine duplication this guy and then overlay into rank, or if you use him just as overload or power bond fodder to summon a bigger Chimera Tech monster, he can then come back and help do some weird synchro abilities if you want to run that direction in a Cyber Dragon deck. Lastly, in the second tier of useful monsters to machine dupe, we have Orbital 7. Orbital 7 is kind of like this weird, kind of lame effect monster. Its main focus is that it's going to be recycling for a photon or galaxy monster, which is important if you're running a galaxy soldier to get those easy rank 5 machine plays. Plus, he's also a level 4, so it turns into really easy rank 4s, such as Silent Honor Arc. If you draw Orbital 7 and a machine duplication, play Orbital 7, machine dupe him, you have a galaxy soldier in your graveyard, you XZ for a Silent Honor Arc, and then you send the other Orbital 7, or tribute him, from the field to the graveyard to add the galaxy soldier from your graveyard to your hand. Then you use Silent Honor Arc's effect to steal a special summon monster on your opponent's side of the field, and now you're at a 0 with a monster, so it's kind of a +1, but not so much in card advantage. I don't know, card advantage is weird. In the second tier, we have Card Trooper, which is a Earth Machine effect monster with level 3, 400 attack, 400 defense. His effect reads, once per turn, you can choose a number from 1 to 3. Then send that many cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard. This card gains 500 attack for each card sent to the graveyard this way, until the end of this turn. If this card you control is destroyed and sent to your graveyard, draw 1 card. Finally, we have Cyber Valley. It is a level 1 light machine effect monster with 0 attack, 0 defense. Its effect reads, you can use one of these effects. When this card is targeted for an attack by an opponent's monster, you can banish this card. Draw 1 card. Then in the battle phase, you can target one face-up monster you control and this card. Banish both that target and this card, and then draw 2 cards. You can target 1 card in your graveyard. Banish this card and 1 card from your hand, then place that target on top of the deck. Card Trooper, we have this really just good monster. He is going to be milling your deck, sending, hopefully, machines to your graveyard to boost up those overload fusion plays. Not only you could set him, and if he gets destroyed, you get to draw a card. Since he is a level 3, he also lets you set up with Levier, the Sea Dragon, to special summon one of your banished monsters. You could summon Card Trooper, play Machine Duplication, get another Card Trooper, activate both of the Card Trooper's effects, mill some cards, then overlay into Levier, the Sea Dragon, to then special summon a monster to your side of the field. Next up, we have Cyber Valley. I want to point out that I believe Cyber Valley is the most effective card to utilize machine duplication to its fullest. Not only does it have a, if necessary, stall capability with its ending the battle phase, but if you machine duplication it, you will get 3 of them, you will use one of its effects to target one of the other 3, to then banish those, draw 2 cards. You are now at 0. Or +1 if you consider the Cyber Valley on the field. Then, Cyber Valley can act as a defense, or at very least, bait to get rid of your opponent's other threats. So, there you have it. Those are all of the most viable machine duplication targets. You can try some of the other ones that were in the clip before, but I personally don't like them, and I don't think you will either. If you think that I missed any cards that you really wanted me to talk about, go ahead and post them in the comments below, and I'll try to give you some of my reasoning as to why I didn't include them. Don't forget to share this video so your friends know what you're talking about. Like this video, it makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. Subscribe to me if you deem me worthy. Support me if you wish. Have a wonderful day, guys.